Cowboys could hire offensive genius to replace HC Mike McCarthy. Even well before the NFL offseason kicks in, plenty of NFL analysts and experts are looking at what various teams could do to their rosters and coaching staff after February to strengthen their franchise. For the Dallas Cowboys, many are expecting Jerry Jones to split with head coach Mike McCarthy and bring a new voice in. It goes without saying that there are plenty of names being floated around as possible replacements for McCarthy. But one could stand above the rest. Cowboys should look at the most coveted coaching candidates. Everyone has their favorites when it comes to who should coach the Dallas Cowboys in the future, and Jerry Trotta of the Landry Hat has a top pick. In a December 12th feature for the publication, he states that Ben Johnson, offensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions, is his top choice. Johnson was one of the most coveted coaching candidates last hiring cycle. He took several interviews and appeared to reach an agreement with the Commanders, but be backed out at the last second to return to his post in Detroit, Trotta noted. Points per game 32.1, and second in yards per game at 394.8. Partly thanks to those numbers and perhaps other factors, Trotta calls Johnson one of the top play callers in the NFL. He's in the upper echelon with Andy Reid, Kyle Shanahan, and Sean McVay. Johnson is the architect of the entire operation, Trotta said. He calls the plays and designs the scheme. He's propelled a very limited quarterback in Jared Goff into the MVP conversation. Trotta added that it's unlikely that Jerry and Stephen Jones would hire someone with no previous head coaching experience, but that Johnson's offensive genius is exactly what Dallas should target after they made Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb among the highest-paid players at their respective positions. Just look at how Goff has flourished under Johnson. He could possibly do the same for Prescott, although one could argue that Prescott is more of a veteran quarterback than Goff, and Johnson could perhaps fit better with more of a rookie. Dallas Cowboys also linked with Mike Vrabel. Another name being thrown around with the Cowboys is Mike Vrabel, the former coach of the Titans. In a column for ESPN, NFL expert Jeremy Fowler says Vrabel is a viable candidate. Some around the league have noted the Cowboys as a natural fit with Vrabel, Fowler stated. They valued experience and pedigree with their last hire in Mike McCarthy and could lean that way again if they decide to make a change at all. Vrabel was 54-45 in 6 seasons with the Tennessee Titans. Under his direction, the Titans went to 3 playoffs and won AFC South titles in 2020 and 2021. Regardless of if and when the Cowboys get a new head coach, that's likely not what's on the minds of the Cowboys right now. The 5-8 team is looking ahead to a matchup against the Panthers on Sunday, December 15th. 3 questions for the Dallas Cowboys heading into the offseason. After the most recent loss to the Cincinnati Bengals, there is really no reason to continue pretending the Dallas Cowboys have any kind of chance to reach the postseason this year. It's time to start focusing more on the future of this organization and where they are headed. They will have a lot of work to do in the offseason, and they might as well start now. Today, we thought we'd get a jump start on things and take a look at some of the more important unanswered questions for the Cowboys prior to heading into the offseason. With just 4 games remaining on the 2024 NFL regular season schedule, these offseason decisions may start happening sooner rather than later. Will the Cowboys retain Mike McCarthy as their HC? The first thing the Cowboys have to do is figure out their head coaching situation before they can do anything else in the offseason. Many believe it's time to move on from Mike McCarthy, but Jerry Jones and company as of yet haven't been forthcoming as to what his future holds in Dallas. They don't seem to have closed the door completely about giving him a contract extension, but at the same time haven't fully endorsed he is the right man for the job either. With 4 games remaining on the 2024 regular season schedule, a decision will have to be made sooner rather than later. Should the Cowboys consider trading Micah Parsons? After taking care of Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb financially, Micah Parsons is next in line to receive a contract extension from the Cowboys. There's little doubt a big payday is coming his way considering he's arguably one of the best, if not the best, defensive players in the league, but is it in the best interest of the Cowboys to be the team to pay him? Injuries and poor play this year has exposed their roster depth, and as such, could really use the draft capital they could get in return by trading number 11 away to the highest bidder. This is one of those chicken and egg debates with no clear answer right now. Will the Cowboys be more aggressive in free agency? A year ago, the Cowboys did little in free agency to help upgrade the roster, and as a result, we have seen their depth exposed due to the plethora of injuries they sustained this season. Jerry Jones and company will be sure to point out getting players back healthy will help improve things, but there are still several holes they will need to fill via free agency and the draft. With the investment they've made in Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and possibly Micah Parsons, money could be tight for them once again. That probably means we'll see much of the same from them this offseason as we did last year. Key: Cowboys banged up against Panthers. The Dallas Cowboys are headed to Charlotte to take on the Carolina Panthers in Week 15, but they will be shorthanded, to say the least. Playing on short rest after their Monday Night Football matchup with the Cincinnati Bengals, the Cowboys are limping into this game. They are missing key starters and potentially without a star. They will be underdogs in this game, and if they lose and the Commanders win, they will be eliminated from playoff contention. Some may argue this is a must-win. Though the season really ended weeks ago, it's still a game the players will be motivated to take. With that in mind, let's get into both the Cowboys and Panthers injury reports for this Week 15 bout in the Queen City. The leader of the Dallas secondary can't afford to miss this one. The Panthers' passing attack isn't great, but it can elevate itself if the opposing secondary is weak, and that's what the Cowboys are without Diggs. Whether or not he plays is crucial to their chances in this game, but it isn't the only secondary problem on this report. Two other cornerbacks, starter Jordan Lewis and special teamer CJ Goodwin, are on the questionable list as they both work through hamstring injuries. Especially in the case of Lewis, the Cowboys' defensive efforts would be hit hard by his absence. The linebacker core is also reeling, as Buddy Johnson, Eric Kendricks, and Nick Vigil are all questionable. While Johnson and Vigil play depth roles, Kendricks is one of Dallas's most important players on the defense, and with the devastating knee injury to DeMarvion Overshown, his presence becomes even more critical.
Out.
C. Cooper Beebe, concussion. LB DeMarvion Overshown knee. S. Wanya Thomas, knee. Dallas will be without their starting center on the offensive line this Sunday. Rookie Cooper Beebe is out with a concussion, delivering a major blow in the trenches. Beebe has been great this year,